yet and you don't volunteer, I'm gonna go start going down my list. I do have a list. So
In the
um,
meantime, Rania, could you say hi? Rania is our newest member of the team. She's a director, and she was responsible of a lot of innovative programs that we did this past year. So, Rania, if you could say hi.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Wilfredo, I'm going to get you back for that. No, it's my pleasure. Alhamdulillah. I can't say enough, alhamdulillah, that we're really just so blessed with an amazing team at Care Florida. And Care Florida is not just our staff and our board and our supporters. I mean, it really is the entire community coming together. I have done very little for this particular program because I got married right after Thanksgiving, alhamdulillah. So I've been away for the past 2 weeks, and the incredible team that we have has really just, put all this together and worked to really end the year as a celebration. And that's how I feel. Maybe it's just because I'm still ending the honeymoon. I've got a few hours before I start work on Monday, but it feels like a celebration. Honestly, everyone's face is so beautiful, mashallah, and we're just here to celebrate one another. And I think that's such a wonderful and positive way to end 2020. So thank you guys. And I'm just here to enjoy the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Can I just say that before we go forward, Rania and I haven't seen each other in 2 weeks, yet we're still matching.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Before Tanya called me out, I said, okay, I'll volunteer.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you.
Same here. Good to see you all. Like, I can't thank Care Florida enough to put this program together. I really appreciate all the work that Care Florida do. Honestly, it used to be a fear to travel. Now we can travel with our heads up, and we know someone is behind our backs to really support us. Thank you so much for all the work that you do for the Muslim community and others that they feel really infringed or they feel their rights are attacked. So I really thank you all, the Care Florida team, to put out this great program and all the hard work that you guys do. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you, Saima. For those who don't know Saima has been a candidate on some of the elections, proudly representing the South Florida Muslim woman in every race she has run. So thank you for representing us, Saima.
Thank you so much.
It's so nice to see all of your faces and to see the family that is Care Florida come together. We are so excited to have you all tonight. I am your host. I'm just an MC. I wish I lived in Florida, but I used to. So I feel like I have a 407 number, guys. So I'm legit. Everyone thinks I'm from Florida. I'm actually from Alabama, but I have a deep love for Florida. I also have a deep hate for Florida. Let's not talk about it. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I am so excited to be here. And I want to welcome everyone to 2020's end of the line Care Florida Annual Awards. We're going to get in to make 2020 brighter, happier, right before it ends. We're going to have this amazing award ceremony. We're going to be celebrating all the heroes and the sheroes that have made Care Florida's work possible and have made such a big difference in bettering the entire world for all. It's kind of amazing. I just picked Sergio and he's in Colombia. So that's amazing. Rania got married. What? The last time I saw you, Rania, you were so single, I think. It felt like you were single. You know what I'm saying? Like you were so dorky. Now you're just like, you got wisdom, you got poise. I don't know what happened. You got a ring on your finger, suddenly you can rule the world. That's fine. That's fine, Rania. You can flex. I have a ring on my finger, okay? All right, now you just join the club. You're not better than me. She's better than me. She's better than me. All of you guys, mashallah, should be honored to be nominated and to be a part of Care Florida's work. And we're looking to the 2020 highlights to announce the nominees and the awardees for 6 categories, which I will now go through. The first one is the Care Florida Annual Educate Award. The second is the Care Florida Annual Protect Award. The third is the Care Florida Annual Advocate Award. The fourth is the Lifetime Community Service Award. And the fifth is the Volunteer of the Year Award, with finally the Employee of the Year award. I know, Hassan, you think you're going to win it. You're not.
Hey, listen, I
Hassan, you are
declined.
not the Employee of the Year.
I declined my nomination.
Sit down. Sit down. I'm just kidding. I love you. You're a good man. For the sake of Allah. I love you for the sake of Allah. I love you for the sake of
He
Allah.
wasn't nominated.
Good. He should not have been. He should
I
not
was
have been.
nominated. I declined. Thank you very much. Gracious.
He had to make a
Oh,
point.
he should have won. Then he should have won.
No, he's not. Stop feeding his ego. Okay. Let's see what 2020 meant for Care Florida, because we want to watch this amazing video, because we know 2020 meant a lot of lows for us, but you're here sometimes.
Hold on.
Yeah,
We have to have a little bit. We can't miss out, even though he was
Yes.
late. We still love him. So
Yes.
we have to hear
Anybody
Faisal's
hear
Quran
Tanya?
recitation.
Oh, for Faisal. Is he here?
I
Is
think
he
he's
ready to
here.
go? Mr. Latif. Mr.
Yes,
Latif.
yes,
who's
yes, yes. Assalamu
Actually
alaikum. I am
in
ready.
Florida. Hey, Faisal. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How's everybody doing?
Good, bro. Are you ready to read some Quran for
I'm
us?
good. What is an event without Yasmin Al-Hadi being the MC?
Oh,
Like,
man, I feel I am everywhere. I am so happy to hear your Quran recitation, mashallah, international renowned nasheed artist, poet, and Quranic qari. I am so excited to hear from you. Take it away, Faisal.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا إنا خلقنا الإنسان من نطفة أمشاج نبتليه فجعلناه سميعا بصيرا إنا هديناه السبيل إما شاكرا وإما كفورا إنا أعتدنا للكافرين سلاسل وأغلالا وسعيرا إن الأبرار يشربون من كأس كان مزاجها كافورا عينا يشرب بها عباد الله يفجرونها تفجيرا يوفون بالنذر ويخافون يوما كان شره مستطيرا ويطعمون الطعام على حبه مسكينا ويتيما وأسيرا إنما نطعمكم لوجه الله لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا إنا نخاف من ربنا يوما عبوسا قمطريرا فوقاهم الله شر ذلك اليوم فوقاهم الله شر ذلك اليوم ولقاهم نضرة وسرورا وجزاهم بما صبروا جنة وحريرا متكئين فيها على الأرائك لا يرون فيها شمسا ولا زمهريرا ودانية عليهم ظلالها وذللت قطوفها تذليلا ويطاف عليهم بآنية من فضة وأكواب كانت قوارير من فضة قدروها تقديرا ويسقون فيها كأسا كان مزاجها زنجبيلا عينا فيها تسمى سلسبيلا ويطوف عليهم ولدان مخلدون إذا رأيتهم حسبتهم لؤلؤا منثورا وإذا رأيت ثم رأيت نعيما وملكا كبيرا عاليهم ثياب سندس خضر واستبرق وحلوا أساور من فضة وسقاهم ربهم شرابا طهورا إن هذا كان لكم جزاء وكان سعيكم مشكورا صدق الله العظيم جزاك الله خير.
Jazakallahu khair. Bismillah, mashallah, la quwwata illa billah. That was really beautiful, Faisal. Worth every, late second that you were. You were late, let's just be honest, okay? But it was worth it. That's what I want to tell you. No, mashallah, that was great. I like how Thania tried to interrupt me. It was like, oh, Allah first, Yasmin, okay? The Quran comes first. That's a good point, Thania. I won't forget.
Always.
We
can't do the program without it. So
you're a woman like me, so I don't know why you're interrupting me, right?
I'm
like
so
we know
sorry.
men do that enough to us. I don't know
do
what
it again. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna mute now. I'm gonna mute.
Unbelievable.
What are you talking about? We never interrupt. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to interrupt you.
Oh,
You don't interrupt.
here we go. Hassan with his interrupting nature. I am I'm so excited to show you guys this highlight reel of what 2020 has meant to Care Florida, especially because my 2020 has been not so great. Okay, so I'm getting excited right now to enjoy how Care Florida has become stronger and better through 2020.
Is the audio
No sound,
playing?
no sound.
Audio is not good.
Unimaginable
There you
COVID crisis that really turned our world upside down.
Heightened states of emergency across the nation as a number of coronavirus.
Everything changed, and it changed so quickly.
The urgent message to
Hey,
stay
can you restart the video because the first played without audio?
I can do that. You guys muted me, so you can't hear anything.
You're the best. You are so amazing,
You
mashallah.
cannot mute me, otherwise you won't get the content. Here we go.
Yeah.
Bismillah.
Bismillah. You're amazing.
2020
2020
has been definitely one for the books. It was quite the ride.
this unexpected, unimaginable COVID crisis that really turned our world upside down.
heightened states of emergency across the nation as a number of coronavirus.
Everything changed, and it changed so quickly.
The urgent message to stay home appears to finally be getting through.
You know, people have had to go through very traumatic experiences.
People were stuck, literally stuck overseas without a clear way of how to return home.
Chaos at U.S. airports under the administration's European travel ban.
It felt like being in some sort of dystopian novel.
It was obviously something new to everyone. You know, no one knew what to do really, and everyone's looking to organizations and nonprofits to give them guidance.
We were able to quickly respond to those that were stuck overseas, help them come back home. And that's separate from our day-to-day work.
Care Florida has transformed into an organization that responds to the community's needs. Even if they were slightly outside of our realm, the community in responding to COVID was priority number one. So when the community tells us that they need education, they need support on how to respond to an event like COVID that nobody saw coming, we have to be able to provide that. It was really humbling and amazing because we felt connected to our community in more ways than just being there to serve, right? We were going through the same struggles. So I think 2020, just from a very human, real perspective, I think brought a lot of us closer. When we went virtual, we just saw that impact increase tremendously. We thought by not being on the ground, by not being at mosques, we were going to lose the constituents. The community got to really meet the Care Florida family. We saw the work that we do just continue and, be even stronger and help even more people, which has really been a blessing. We saw more people come to the programs, more people attended the Know Your Rights. COVID helped us because I think it let us really look at the entire organization.
It was almost the year we needed to take time to really focus on restructuring and become as efficient as we can.
And that was my mission for this year. It was really to organize us to create the strength and structure that this team needed to make the impact I knew was possible.
We were really able to invest in strengthening Care Florida as an institution.
I don't think I've ever felt more connected, not only to our team and our team across the state, but to the communities we serve. We used to go into a mosque, now we come into your home. We would have never gone there. We would have never tried it. We would have never taken the risk, but for this year in COVID. If 2020 taught us anything, it's really how to be resilient and how to adapt.
Care Florida's strength really has been found through the diversity, dedication, and commitment of our staff that work tirelessly.
We were pushed, and some of us thrive under pressure, and some of us thrive in difficulty. I think that 2020 was, in some ways, the best year yet, the best year ever. We've accomplished more than we may have ever accomplished previously. We've reimagined how we do our work, and it's really simple. At the end of the day, Care Florida is here to educate people about American Muslims, to protect American Muslims, and to advocate on behalf of American Muslims. And that's what we live to do. That's what we thrive on. We're just grateful that we have that opportunity.
Incredible. So beautiful. My favorite part about that video was Rania and Tanya. That's it. I think everyone else wasn't that important, right? I think. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. But sorry that I've been calling you Thania, Tanya. Your name is Tanya. Why did you not interrupt me by letting me pronounce your name correctly? Obviously, you are carrying Care Florida on your shoulders.
It's more fun to do it at the end after you've said it all
The
night.
least I could do is pronounce your name correctly and unmute this beautiful woman here. I think Begum is her. I don't know. Unmute her. Are you unmuted?
I should be unmuted, and
yes.
You should be able to say it. It's Begum. You are half Turkish.
It's a Begum. I love it. I like how you just did that. I'm never going to be able to do that correctly. It's kind of amazing. You guys said that 2020 brought us closer together. It brought me and my husband and my children very close together to the point where we cannot ever separate. We're always so close together. And I'm happy that Care Florida is helping us get closer by coming into our homes. That's not invasive at all. That feels good. I'm super grateful for Care Florida, because right now you guys actually gave me a little break away from my husband and children. They are out grocery shopping or whatever. My husband had to lie to them to get them out of the house. He was like, "Oh, we're gonna go get something over here," and they followed him. He used chocolate. Anyhow, I'm not proud of my 2020, but I am proud of what Care Florida has done in 2020 to educate, protect, and to advocate. And I want to now turn the mic over to this other guy that was in the video a little bit. He's the executive director of Care Florida. He wants to be Employee of the Year, and yet he doesn't want to be Employee of the Year. It's an interesting combination. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to the one and only Hassan Shibli for opening remarks.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, sallallahu ala rasulillah. And look, they're playing the video over me already. Nope, there we go. So, my history with Care Florida actually starts with Yasmin El-Hadi. We were interns back in 2005. And 2005, and I still have that certificate, and I show it to all the interns. I said, listen, I was the worst intern ever, and look now, alhamdulillah, I'm running one of the biggest Care Florida office or care offices in the country. And if I could do it, it literally means anybody can do it. But
I like that you admitted that you were one of the worst.
You got all the photos of me sleeping on the job, but so I can't lie. But the truth of the matter is, alhamdulillah, Care Florida is going to be so successful because of the diversity of the staff, the strength of the staff, and all of you and the wonderful community members who did not make care the priority, but the priority was the community. The priority was our country. The priority was service. And subhanAllah, as Allah promises with every difficulty there is twice the ease. And indeed, this was a tough year, but with it came tremendous blessings. Many blessings that we needed. This year, I think as an organization, we've just become so much more efficient. We've strengthened each relations with each other because there's no more work-life separation. We're all working out of our homes. Allah help us all. But it really, we can choose to focus on the negative and the difficulties. And for sure, there were many difficulties for many of us. But indeed, Allah reminds us to never stop remembering and thanking Him for His blessings. And there have been great blessings. So I want to keep my remarks short. I just want to thank you, because the Prophet ﷺ said, if you don't thank the people, then you haven't thanked Allah. I want to thank you all for everything you've done, not just for CARE, the organization, but for our community, for our country, for our faith. All of you, whether you're a nominee tonight, whether you're a participant, you're here today because you care about Islam in America. You care about our faith. You care about our future. You've empowered to us. You've made the work that you're going to see highlighted possible, not just in CARE, but in your local masjid, in your local school, in your local Muslim business. And that's what makes us strong. All of us coming together, the mosques and the schools and the Muslim businesses and just Muslim families coming together to make this about reflecting the beauty that our faith is, about being there for our neighbors, about achieving the pleasure of Allah by using the limited days we have in this dunya in service of others, to bring smiles to the faces of others. And you all do that, alhamdulillah. And we know this is how beautiful our faith is, that the greatest good deeds is bringing happiness to the faces, bringing happiness to the hearts of other believers, of other human beings, and bringing smiles to their faces, and you all do that. So I want to thank you all. It's been a great year for us at CARE Florida, alhamdulillah. We've been able to do over 2 million in free legal help. We've done over 20 million positive media coverage for the community.
No camera on?
Yeah,
and ultimately right now, end of the year,
They can't hear?
yes, we can hear
They
you
can't
all.
hear you either?
Welcome.
To mute.
Hear you.
Right?
MashaAllah. If you're not talking, you want to mute. But otherwise, like I said, I'm going to wrap up.
Can't hear you, right?
Yeah, they need to mute the admin.
You guys hear me? I don't know. But anyway, I'll just keep talking, pretend you can hear me. I just want to thank you all, as I said, not just for the work and the support you've done for CARE Florida, and but really the work you're doing for our country. And honestly, COVID has shown the beauty of our faith to humanity. I know in Tampa, in Miami, in Orlando, in Jacksonville, Panama City, the Muslim community gave out millions of dollars in help to those in need, in groceries, in food, in assistance, in medical care, alhamdulillah. And it was really our time to shine. We're going to continue to shine. So I don't want to take any more time from the nominees. Tonight's your night. Thank you. May Allah bless you. Keep us in your du'as. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to use us till our very last breath to share the beauty of our faith, to engage in service of our deen and service in those in need, such that when we return to Him, He is most pleased with us. Ameen. Ya Rabbil Alameen. Wassalamu alaikum.
Ameen, Ameen, Ameen. Sheikh Hassan, thank you so much for that. That was truly beautiful. Allah, Sheikhna, yeah, Hassan. No, barakallahu feek. I was waiting for you to be like, to care about CARE, but you didn't go there. We care about CARE. We are happy to have all of the amazing programs that CARE Florida has implemented throughout 2020 as highlights here on this great night of celebration. So I want to start it off and kick it off with the programmatic highlights from the Educate program. So let's watch together and give thanks for a very difficult but inspiring 2020. If we can get through this, we can get through anything.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's Hassan's face. Oh, look how intense he is.
Look at us, all the views, mashallah.
That your community looks to for guidance during times of trouble. It's a big responsibility. We had over 50 virtual programs this year. We saw over 200,000 viewers on our online programs, and we've just continued that engagement. The programs and outreach team has been continuing to conduct trainings. When there's a really racist or Islamophobic 9/11 presentation, we train school districts in Florida to teach them cultural competency, teach them about the rights of Muslims and the rights of all to Floridians and how to respect and make it an inclusive space for everybody. We've continued to do these trainings throughout the entire year, and making them virtual hasn't stopped, our trainings and our Islam 101s and our Know Your Rights from happening. We did a hospice training where we trained over 40 hospice end-of-life care professionals. They would have Muslim patients and they don't have any family members, and so they weren't sure who they should contact for end-of-life rights and burial rights. And so Care Florida was able to act as a network to them, connecting them to different masajid across the state that are going to help support those, really vulnerable Muslim brothers and sisters. We actually conducted a training for the American Red Cross here in Orlando. So their statewide operations, they had about 40 folks on the call. And, their regional leaders actually told us that they would change the way that they respond to disaster relief. We had folks tell us, they wish that they had this care training 10 years ago. They go a long way. The education piece is so critical.
For far too long, the government narrative that stigmatized members of the Muslim community, that targeted us, was accepted as justifiable. And Care Florida has been pushing to change that narrative. One of the ways we did this is through Care Florida's groundbreaking Exposed series.
We highlighted, the history of United States violation of civil rights, going back from the civil rights era all the way to its modern day political prisoners.
We had Muazzam Beg, who was a former Guantanamo prisoner, who was the victim of torture.
The case of Imam Jamil Al-Amin, who is still wrongfully imprisoned for a murder which someone else has confessed to, and that confession was never allowed in court. And he was one of the civil rights era giants, and we're not doing anything about it. And Care Florida is here to shine a light on that. We covered the case of Dr. Sami Al-Arian.
We were watching this live stream and we saw members of the Department of Justice, members of the media, local elected officials, they were all tuning in. And after the program, they all reached out and they thanked us for giving Dr. Al-Arian a voice to share his traumatic experience of persecution.
You had the last case being that of the Holy Land Foundation 5, the historically largest at its time Muslim charitable organization in the United States. The government targeted these individuals without any basis, without any evidence, because they were doing humanitarian aid. People didn't like what they were standing up for, that they were Palestinian activists and humanitarians, and they were basically able to put them in jail without a single shred of evidence. That's a travesty. That's a travesty to our Constitution. That's a travesty towards every person's right in America. The first step, again, in fighting to protect these civil rights is just educating people about what's happening. We had so many people tell us about the Exposed series that they never knew. And to be honest, I never knew a lot of the details of those cases either. We want to use that education to protect our community and advocate for systemic change.
And I'll never forget meeting with several assistant U.S. attorneys and U.S. attorneys and prosecutors who admitted to us, pointing out to the Dr. Arian case in particular, but other cases as well, that one of their greatest regrets was that they wrongfully prosecuted Muslims. So it was very important to bring to light these stories, these issues, so that we can prevent them from happening again.
Given the political climate that we're in the U.S., we saw, this resurgence in the importance of the Black Lives Matter movement and people protesting in the streets. One of the things we wanted to do was to connect the dots for people that this is not something new. These struggles are directly tied to the struggles of the civil rights era, which are directly tied to the discrimination that the Muslim American community feels. We can't be separated as communities. We really have to understand that our struggles are one and the same, and that they're interconnected because the same systems of oppression that are targeting one community are targeting the other community.
Such a great video. We'll now hear from Wilfredo a little bit more about the Educate program.
Assalamu alaikum. Just before introducing the candidates of the Educate Award, Care Florida, needless to say that we faced an unprecedented year with unprecedented challenges that still show from week to week, from day to day. We made it our intention during this year not only to meet the previous year's services, but to surpass them. And with the help of Allah, with the help of our community who has consistently been with us, walking with us, sustaining and supporting us, we were capable to move our education programs, as you witnessed in the recent video, taking those programs beyond our own community doing the Know Your Rights trainings that, by the way, we still do, to train law enforcement organizations and train other relief organizations and to train human resources organizations so that we can work, and we are working now with the systemic problems of racism, of Islamophobia, that people are more in need to get support via the education programs we have established. Some members of our community have and still are key to implement our education programs, especially the many allies from the immigrant struggles, from the struggles of the immigrant community, of the African American community, Black Lives Matter, the many coalitions that have stood with the Muslims in these past years, and also help now today in propagate our education programs, not only in their bases, but to the broader community. Thank everybody, and thank you for putting your trust on us, for trusting us once more. And I believe we have not only met the challenge, but with the help of Allah, we have surpassed the goals that we have established at the beginning of the year.
Thank you so much, Wilfredo Ruiz. I am so humbled by all the things that CARE Florida has done. And I'm sure most of you know now that the Supreme Court unanimously voted that the no-fly list was unconstitutional, and that the individuals who were affected by the no-fly list actually had damages. They had the ability to sue for damages, and I'm certain that CARE Florida had to fight for so many people who were on that list, and that's just some of the many accomplishments that CARE Florida has been able to implement and advocate for in the community over the years. So thank you so much, Wilfredo, for all the work that you do in moving America forward on such important topics. The 2020 CARE Florida Educate Award is the first award that we'll be giving out tonight. And the award is given to the individual who ensured that education on diversity and inclusion was at the forefront of everyone's minds. And the person who exemplifies the idea that education is the key to systematic change and systemic change. Now let's see our nominees.
And here are the nominees for the CARE Florida Annual Educate Award. Walter L. Smith II, a community advocate, political analyst, radio talk show personality, instructor, and a 20-year veteran in the field of environmental engineering. Besma Adawi, powerful advocate for refugees and immigrants through her work with various organizations, including the We Are All America campaign, Florida Immigrant Coalition, and her newest endeavor, Weave Tales. Candy Lowe, community organizer in the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years, founder of the Black Business Bus Tour. Raja bin Shakrun, Fulbright alumni and faculty at the University of South Florida, founder of Arabic Khatawat, step-by-step virtual language and cultural learning resources, volunteer supervisor of Refugee Youth Development Program with Radiant Hands, and diversity and inclusion training volunteer with CARE Florida. Naima Khan Ghani, Algebra 1 teacher at MacArthur High School and the Equity Liaison, serves on the Diversity Committee and the Human Relations Council for the School Board of Broward County, and founder of the Council of MSAs for middle and high schools. Christian Vargas, Executive Director of United for Human Rights for almost 6 years. Syed Yunus, President of the Center on Muslim Philanthropy, adjunct faculty at the fundraising school at Indiana University's The Lilly School of Philanthropy, and founder and CEO of Intuitive Solutions. Iman Zawahri, American Muslim female writer-director who has worked on numerous films that have played at over 100 venues worldwide. Dr. Tariq Shebli, adjunct professor at the graduate level in the College of Education at FIU, director of research and evaluation at Miami-Dade County Public Schools, serves the Florida Muslim community as an imam in several masajid, most notably at Masjid al-Ihsan in South Miami, and principal at the Islamic School of Miami Sunday School.
Incredible. Congratulations to all the nominees and all of Care Florida's supporters for voting and participating. I just want to take a moment here just to reiterate how incredibly honored Care Florida is to be a part of the community in lockstep with other Floridians who are looking for a more safe and secure and inclusive Florida. Rania really hit it on the head when she spoke about other communities that we have to feel not a part of, but, excuse me, not a part as in a way of, but a part of as in part and parcel of their very struggle. So Care Florida is really about creating a more secure Florida. And this Educate Award is about creating a more educated and secure Florida so that people can know each other and not have disdain for each other or dislike for each other, but learn from each other. So I'll now call on Wilfredo to announce the Educate awardee.
I'm proud to announce that
Drum
our
roll, please.
still our 2020 Care Florida Annual Educate Awards goes to.
I really do have a drum roll. Wait for it.
Okay. Oh yes, this is amazing. Okay, that was.
Told you.
Okay, here we go.
Brother Tayyab Yunus.
Yay! Oh, we need more clapping. We need to unmute.
Born and raised in the Panhandle, Brother Tayyab Yunus is a native of and proud Floridian who is educating board members, executive directors, imams, staff, and volunteers on how to run their nonprofits better and to unleash their superpowers to fulfill their missions for social good. Tayyab is the president of the Center on Muslim Philanthropy, is an adjunct faculty at the fundraising school at Indiana University, the Lilly School of Philanthropy, and is a founder and CEO of Intuitive Solutions. Since the start of the pandemic, Tayyab educated through courses, workshops, presentations, and through individual coaching over 500 American Muslim nonprofits on how to navigate and succeed through closures and shutdowns. Tayyab believes that a world served by Muslims falls in love with Islam. Brother Tayyab, congratulations.
Now we can hear from Tayyab himself.
Oh, oh man. So alhamdulillah bil alameen wa salatu wa salam ala rasul al-karim. Thank you all so much. I'm here with my family, my daughters, my wife, my sister. I was born and raised in Florida, and so Florida is home to me. I grew up in a really tiny town right off the I-10 corridor. And, you know, after 15 years, I talked my amazing wife into moving back down to Florida, and we came here 2 years ago. I'm so grateful and thankful. You know, all of the nominees in the Educate, my colleagues, you are the superheroes and super sheroes, mashallah. And we collectively, in partnership with Care Florida, can make this amazing state, which I claim to be the best state in the union, even better, regardless of what Yasmin says. State of Florida is the best state in the entire union. And inshallah, together with Care Florida, together with all of my Educate colleagues on this panel, we're going to educate everybody in the state, inshallah. And we're going to, inshallah, have the state of Florida be the most inclusive state in the union. So everybody wants to be here, not just to vacation here, but to live here, because it is a safe and secure state of Florida for everybody. Thank you all so much. I'm honored, I'm humbled, I'm grateful, and I'm more than anything else, I'm at your service. Thank you so much.
We can officially hashtag Brother Tayyab Florida Man's Wins Award. Thank you, Brother Tayyab.
I am a Florida man. That's right. Born in Panama City.
And I think Iman Zawahiri, were you born in Panama City, Iman? I think so.
Yes, I was born and raised in Panama
Okay,
City.
so
I don't know if I'm super proud of that, but yes.
You're not the only one, Brother Tayyab. No, I'm just joking. Congratulations. I love you, Iman. I know
Love
Iman
you, Yasmin.
for a very long time. Thank you so much for your words. No, Florida's not the best, but it's okay. We'll just let it slide since we're all amongst friends here. What I really love is that you guys are working towards making Florida the best. That's what is so inspiring. Every single one of you has done so much. Care Florida is nothing without the community behind it, and without your invaluable service, because what goes on in Florida isn't just important to Florida, but it's actually important to the entire national stage. So I want to now move on to our next award, which is the Protect program. Let's watch the video.
We don't have a runner-up.
Oh, I wish. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, we just almost had a Kanye West moment, you guys. It almost happened. Oh no. Here we go, Protect program.
One of the beautiful things about Islam is that we don't only care for ourselves, we also have to care for those who are more vulnerable than us. We not only represented people who were getting their beards forcibly shaven in jails, but also just protecting the rights of people to practice their Islam, even if they're in prison.
But one of the most unique situations was when we got calls from Muslim inmates saying our jail is canceling Ramadan because of COVID.
Ludicrous. You know, you can't cancel someone's religious belief.
No. That ain't happening on our watch. We trained the detention facilities that COVID is not a valid excuse to deny Muslim inmates their constitutionally protected Ramadan accommodations that they are entitled to.
We actually provided over 400 pounds of dates to Muslim inmates so that they can practice Ramadan.
You know, it's a small gesture, but it really goes a long way. And we take the jails from the point where they want to deny Muslim inmates the basic rights to fast, to not only allowing them to fast, but even allowing them to break their fast in a day. One of the biggest cases we worked on years ago was that of Sister Hakima Banati, who was wrongfully arrested and had her hijab removed. We sued on her behalf. We got her a settlement. We've done law enforcement training since then and had actually policies changed to respect the hijab. But these are systemic problems. The problems haven't disappeared. And we saw that, for example, with the case of Ala Masri. She's a young 18-year-old American Muslim lady who's protesting police brutality against the Black American community. And she herself became the victim of injustice during that.
She had her hijab removed by the police when she was arrested for protesting and was humiliated and had that image shared widely.
She was photographed without her hijab. And then Islamophobic websites intentionally spread that photo all over the world. She faced baseless criminal charges. Unfortunately, men were being extremely inappropriate with her throughout the detention facility as she was put with the general population in just a very traumatizing way.
Literally, the same institution that is targeting and killing Black lives in America is not respecting the rights of Muslim Americans to the point where they would violate a Muslim woman's rights.
And alhamdulillah, Care Florida was able to stand with her. We were able to assist her in getting her criminal charges dismissed. Our team worked day and night to help get the photos of her without hijab deleted and removed, not just from the police records, but even from the media records through our media relationships. When we engaged and they heard of our reputation, they immediately offered to change their policies before we even sued them. Now we're working with Ella, who's transforming her experience to ensure that this doesn't happen to anyone again.
Care Florida is working with Black community leaders and with allies in a very intentional way on how we can dismantle these systems of injustice and oppression that are clearly affecting us all. These things are interconnected, and Care Florida is really here to talk about how we change the system.
Alhamdulillah, Care Florida this year has continued litigation to put an end to the anti-Muslim watch list. Last year, alhamdulillah, the judge actually ruled in our favor and found the watch list that harasses hundreds of thousands of American Muslims to be unconstitutional. And of course, the government appealed. So here you have a federal judge finding the government harassment of Muslims to be unconstitutional, and yet the government wanted to appeal to continue harassing Muslims. Alhamdulillah, we met their appeal with our own appeal, and we're currently litigating that in court, inshallah. We have no doubt that, bi'idhnillah, we will be successful. One of the most empowering moments of this last year was walking in the federal courthouse against half a dozen government attorneys to hold them accountable for the cold-blooded murder of Ibrahim Todashev. Our team investigated the murder, something nobody wanted to touch. We discovered that the FBI agent who was interrogating him was pushing him and his friends to become informants to spy on mosques, hookah lounges, and halal restaurants. We discovered that the FBI agent who killed Ibrahim Todashev, he had a shady past. He himself was sued twice and investigated 4 times for beating up suspects, beating up witnesses, and falsifying evidence before he became an FBI agent as a corrupt police officer in Oakland, one of the most corrupt police departments in the nation. So we sued the government to get more information, help bring justice to Ibrahim's family. When the government got a ruling throwing out the lawsuit, we appealed. No one in the United States is above the law. That no FBI agent, no police officer could take the life of an individual, regardless of his race or his religion, without at least having to answer as to the facts of why lethal force was used. And the individual and the agency ought to be held accountable to the law. And the government took the position, no, that we could kill an individual and then not even have to answer about what the facts were surrounding the use of lethal force. So CARE Florida fought for transparency, fought for justice, fought for accountability. We appealed the decision, and alhamdulillah, the judges ruled in our favor.
At CARE Florida, it is our job 24/7 to protect the Muslim community. The motivator of what brought me from New York to Florida is this idea that we protect Muslims. And honestly, I felt this need to protect my family, to protect my community, and I couldn't trust that responsibility to anyone. And I felt that I needed to come and do my part protecting my community and not just trusting someone else to do that for me.
Thank you. Thank you so much to everyone here who has worked in the Protect program and to all the nominees. I do want to just take a moment here to say that Mr. Cook, James Cook, who was the attorney on the Todashev case, is with us. If I could just call upon him just for a minute or two to give us any words that you feel should be shared about the case and how it was to work with CARE Florida.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum and shukran. I was very honored to have been asked to represent the family of Ibrahim Todashev, and we met with a very resolute phalanx of government lawyers who were absolutely determined not to allow any discovery, any kind of formal evidentiary discovery, and unfortunately found a very tractable judge who dismissed the case without discovery. I think we had 3 subpoenas out there that had not answered. We did meet a panel of appellate judges, Jacksonville. Mr. Shibley was there with us at that. And they did reverse the decision of the district court in part. And it was returned to the court in Orlando, where it was, after a short series of arguments, missed once again, and it is headed back up to the appellate court, the 11th Court of Appeal. And it is kind of a arcane rule about if part of a case, a Federal Tort Claims Act case, is dismissed, then other parts of it are also considered to be dismissed. So that's what we're dealing with. There is a case in front of the U.S. Supreme Court this term. It was just argued in November, that involves a lot of our issues, and we hope to take advantage of that. So it's the fight is still in progress, and I again honored to have been asked to participate in this, and I'm very hopeful that we will ultimately prevail.
Thank you so much, Mr. James Cook, and I do want to, tell everyone here that your involvement is entirely pro bono, and that's just an incredible sacrifice and an incredible gift that you're giving to the family on a volunteer basis. And we wish you much luck through the 11th Circuit and with the Supreme Court decision. And you guys saw in the video that we just heard from Hassan Shibley about the no-fly list, and that it was in litigation, and that he was hoping that they would prevail bi'idhnillah, and truly by the will of God. there was a victory there, and it has been deemed unanimously unconstitutional, which, you know, if you guys know about the politics of Supreme Court, it's very, very, very rare, especially in the divided Supreme Court that we have today, to get a unanimous decision. So I want to thank you so much, Mr. Cook, and we wish you continued success in the Todajiev case, in blessing every minute and every second that you are offering in volunteer service. I want to now.
Yasmin, sorry, real quick on that point.
Yes, go ahead.
For interrupting, but Mr. Cook was my hero. I mean, when I walked in the courtroom, it was Mr. Cook on one side and like 5 government attorneys on the other side.
Incredible.
And really, the points he made just really knocked our case out of the, you know, knocked their points out, and it was just phenomenal. So it was really inspiring to see how, you know, it was Mr. Cook and me sitting in the audience, sort of praying and cheering him on, and just going against the 5 government attorneys and really coming out victorious in that. And we're just extremely grateful for your service. I just want to once again thank you, and we're just blessed to have friends and allies like you, and it's people like you that make this nation a great place to live. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. And as a master litigator, Mr. Cook, I know you're a nominee tonight, so good luck. Good luck. I want to now swing it over to Hiba Rahim to talk a little bit about the PROTECT program and kind of introduce the award.
Yeah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum again. Brothers and sisters, every part of the APPEAR acronym and our mission is so critical, but just for a moment, I want us to focus on the PROTECT element. Imagine how you would feel if you suddenly felt that your safety was compromised, if you felt vulnerable or attacked or humiliated or harassed, if you were imprisoned or discriminated against, or even worse, if your child came home and was hurt or bullied or you know, just made to feel bad, assaulted. At those critical moments, we as humanity, we're programmed internally. We turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we turn to God, and we ask for protection. We ask for protection against the oppressors. We ask for protection against those who have wronged us. We say, you know, in Arabic, Allahumma aghithni, Allah protect me, God send me someone to protect me. And one way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends protection is through organizations like CARE Florida that are designed to reach out to the community and to make sure that we're there when the community needs us to protect it, that we're there to protect you and your family, that we're there to protect our masajid, that we're there to protect our community at large, and even the non-Muslim community. When we need to stand against our brothers and sisters, regardless of their race, their religion, their background, that we're there to stand in support of justice for all people. And CARE Florida staff, I can tell you this about my colleagues, who I love so dearly and appreciate and respect their work so much. We feel that it is our responsibility to protect. It's our honor, and we feel beyond that, that it's our duty to do so. And our nominees tonight share, alhamdulillah, in our mission to protect. And I see, as I read through their bios, mashallah, in their own capacities, each one of them in their own capacities or together with CARE Florida has been in that capacity of protection to the community. And we are so grateful for each and every one of you. I want to personally congratulate each one of you for being nominated, and I'll turn it back to Yasmin to go through our nominees. Best of luck to you all.
Thank you, and let's watch this reel right now to showcase all of the nominees.
And here are the nominees for the CARE Florida Annual PROTECT Award. Donna Davis, social justice advocate and an elite mobilization operative, co-founder of Black Lives Matter Tampa. Imam Dr. Shadi Al-Shurman, Imam at the Islamic Center of South Lake County, certified Arabic and Quranic teacher, co-founder of the Interfaith Committee in Lake County. Hassan Faris, director of the Islamic Community of Tampa Al-Qassam Mosque, Development Director of the NCPCF National Coalition to Protect Civil Freedoms based in DC, Chairman of United Hands Relief and Development. Thomas Kennedy, Political Director for the Florida Immigrant Coalition, Florida Director of United We Dream. Ahmed Rashidi, works as a cybersecurity professor and is part of the CARE Florida family, helping with the Muslim Inmate Advocacy Project. Lubna Alam, Member of the Equity and Diversity Committee to the Lee County School Board, she set up a platform for engaging the Muslim women in her community under the Facebook page, Muslim Women Council of Southwest Florida. Saima Faruqi, President of the ACLU Broward Chapter and State Board Member for the ACLU of Florida, Vice President of the Coconut Creek Democratic Club and Treasurer of the Democratic Progressive Caucus of Broward County, Secretary of the American Muslim Democratic Caucus of Florida. Sam Abaid, Community Tampa Bay's Program Director, a social activist by life, and an internationally renowned spoken word poet.
Here we go. We're about to name the winner. Hiba, do the honors.
All right, I should tell you guys that it was so close. So, I mean, every nominee was so deserving of this award, but people have voted, and our 2020 Care Florida Annual Protect Award goes to Sister Saima Faruqi. Congratulations.
Okay, let's hear from Saima.
Let me tell you guys a little bit about her, and then I'll hand it over for Sister Saima to say something. For the past 10 years, Saima Faruqi has been committed on a variety of levels to fighting for individual civil rights. Saima's current role as president of the ACLU Broward chapter and state board member for the ACLU of Florida demonstrates her commitment to standing up for our constitutionally protected rights. In addition to actively standing up for civil rights with the ACLU, she has taken action in the political arena as vice president of the Coconut Creek Democratic Club and treasurer of the Democratic Progressive Caucus of Broward County. Saima also serves, as if that's not all enough, as a board member for the Broward chapter of the Democratic Environmental Caucus and is an elected Democratic Precinct Committee woman of Broward County. Saima was recently also elected delegate for the 2020 Democratic National Convention from Florida, Congressional District 22, and is the secretary of the American Muslim Democratic Caucus of Florida. Most recently, she ran for Florida State House District 96 and continues to seek new avenues to defend the rights of Americans of all faiths from discrimination. I want to take a moment to thank everyone who supported, and congratulations, Sister Saima, mashallah, for all of your accomplishments, for standing up for justice, for protecting our community. I want to thank everyone for how they have helped Care Florida achieve our mission toward a safer and more secure state of Florida. And I'd like to invite Sister Saima to please share some words.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank Allah for giving me the strength to be able to help in protecting the community. I just have a very fast heartbeat. I'm so excited right now, so you can see from my face. I'm really pleased and honored and humbled to accept this award and to join all the past recipients of Annual Protect Award, whom I really admire and respect. Very special thanks to Care Florida for putting this program together and selecting me for this award. This award is really a great honor and motivation to continue making a difference. It really validates the years of hard work, protecting people's rights, something that is really near and dear to my heart. It is a great feeling. I mean, I'm really excited. I can't even hide that. Really, to be recognized for my efforts, but really my success doesn't come without everyone's support. I want to give an enormous thank you to all of this year's nominees. Everyone has made incredible contributions to the community. Without the work they have put in, our community would not be like what it is right now. I would also like to extend my deepest appreciation to those who nominated me. I was reading the polls on different WhatsApp groups, and everyone was pushing and asking to vote for the nomination. I really would like to thank everyone who really have supported me. Care Florida, really from the bottom of my heart, for honoring me for this Animal Protect Award. I mean, it's not too far away. It's just a few years ago, I started my efforts to represent and protect minorities like myself and others, especially like in our rapidly hostile political and social environment. I went from an event to event, exercising my rights to speech. And so we could see a better America for everyone, not just for Muslim community, but for women, LGBTQ community, and other people of color. Finally, and of course, thanks to my parents, my family, friends, and of course, my colleagues. They always have supported me. And I really want to thank everyone who I probably forgot to mention, or that I really like to thank everyone throughout, like they have supported me throughout this journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Saima, for all of your coalition building. Let's give her a big round of applause, a warm round of applause, everybody. So inspiring. And thank you for all the coalition building that you've done. And I know it was really close. I know some of you want to have like a runner-up or like a silver medal. I'm so sorry. Just know that.
Just tell you. Oh, I interrupted again. I'm so sorry. See, I keep doing it. Sorry.
As long as it's you, actually, I'm totally okay. As long as it's not a man. Do it, Tanya. What's up?
No,
what
I was gonna say. I mean,
go ahead, girl.
I want to just say the community voted for you.
Not
guys.
you,
The
Hassan.
Not Hassan. He's not allowed.
No.
But I would say the community nominated everybody. The community voted, and you know what? All of you are so deserving, and you know, very few of us got to see the voting. No, we're not having a recount. No, these votes are certified. They were double checked. I'm so sorry, guys. But let me just tell you all, honestly, amazing. It was so close. It was such a close, the numbers were like 1 or 2 votes off in many cases, and you guys are just all so deserving. I really wish we could have second, third, and just nominate and give everybody awards. But no, honestly, thank you guys for doing this, and you know, really for supporting each other. So sorry, I'll stop. I'll keep hitting myself with the program.
You know, actually, Tanya, no, you know how it is. When girls are interrupting, they're collaborating. When a man is interrupting, he's just trying to talk over us. You know what I'm saying? No offense. But
no, you know what?
You're always adding something. You know what I'm saying? Like when you and I talk, it's like we're besties. It's fine. No big deal.
True. But I wanted to say for the brothers in the room, and as a civil rights organization that protects all protected classes.
No, don't do that. No, can I mute
everybody.
her? Is she trying to say something good about men? Mute her immediately. No, I'm just kidding. I love men. You guys, come on, men are amazing. How could we be here without the great men? You know what I'm saying? The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was a man. He's prophetic. We all try to chase him. It's true. We can't just lie about it. You know what I'm saying? I like women. I do. I like them. I'm just jealous of men. Isn't it amazing? When a man sits on a couch and you're like, what are you thinking about? He's like, nothing. He's not lying. He really has the ability to like think of nothing. Like he can clear this. It's amazing. Hassan right now, what is he even doing? He's texting somebody. He doesn't even know what I'm talking about. You can imagine Hassan's children talking and he's just like, you know, it's amazing. When you ask a woman, what are you thinking about? She's thinking about the test scores of her unborn children. She's thinking about soccer routes that she's got to run as a soccer mom. She's thinking about dinner. She's picking up the dry cleaning. And with the right hand, she's driving. And the left, she's putting on mascara. Okay. All right, here we go. Our next set of awards. We're almost now we're at the halfway mark, you guys, for the Advocate Program. So let's watch this video to learn more about all of the amazing work that Care Florida does with the Advocate Program before we announce nominees.
What we try to do is make sure that Muslim Americans have a seat at the table. Muslim Americans are on the agenda. Muslim Americans are controlling the narrative about Muslim Americans, that people won't be so affected by what they see in the media because they have something else to compare it to. So we've been meeting with legislators throughout the state to discuss different policy agendas that the community in Florida feels are very important. We know that these violations of civil rights will not stop on their own. So we have to change the systems that are perpetuating these violations. How we do that is we mobilize our community.
So in our work to advocate for the Muslims, it's very important that the power of the American Muslim community to impact U.S. elections is recognized nationally.
This year, Care Florida had its largest ever Get Out the Vote effort.
Every month, Care Florida received calls from people running for office asking, hey, how can we engage with the Muslim community? Care Florida was able to act as a nonpartisan bridge to ensure that the Muslim community is taken seriously.
To mobilize the community to vote and to complete their census virtually is such a tremendous effort. And I am so incredibly proud of our team and what we achieved this year. We reached over 110,000 Muslim American voters. We developed a portfolio of over 35 educational resources, graphics, flyers, videos that people can view to make the system accessible.
What Care Florida felt was important is that the Muslim community had its voice heard in the ballot box.
43,000 phone calls reminding people to complete their census so that Muslims can be counted. We know it's not easy. So we developed 35 resources that walk people through the process. Here's your link to vote. Here's your link to register. Here's everything you need to know in a simple and straightforward way. Now go and do your part. We also ran digital campaigns. I mean, we had over 20 radio and media programs in both English and Spanish. We had over 240,000 digital impressions encouraging the Muslim American community to go out and to vote and to have its voice heard. This is critical towards building political power. This is critical towards building a presence for Muslim Americans in Florida. You know, people sometimes will say, you know, what's the need for all these organizations? Is it really that important for you guys to exist? You know, there's just a few simple examples that we can use. One are some of the laws that are being passed in Florida. 741, which is basically a bill that undermines the freedom of speech and would make it illegal to criticize Israel as a country. So if you criticize Israel, whether you're a student or whether you're a working professional, you can then face legal precautions and potentially be put in danger as a student or as a working professional. We've also had bills to mandate Bible study in public schools in Florida, but not mandating any type of other religious education. We have a bill by the governor that is trying to criminalize the ability to protest. If you want your kids to go to school and be able to learn about Islam, if you don't want your kids to be forced to only learn about Bible study, if you want to be able to speak freely and criticize, if you want to be able to protest your government, these are all things that Care Florida fights for day in and day out. If any Muslim is discriminated against, if anyone is discriminated against unjustly, all they have to do is call us and we're here to defend you guys. That's why we exist, and that's why.
Amazing. I'll now introduce Norma Henning, excuse me, with two N's, excuse me. Hello, Miss Henning, and you are, I love the frosted look, Norma. Can I just say, your hair.
And it's all natural.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I
turned 50 and I said, no more of this coloring stuff.
You look incredible. I wish I could just look half as good. Hello.
Well, just wait 30 years, you know, you'll be my age.
All right. Let's hope I get there. Half as fabulous.
Gosh, I just lost. I mean, this video really puts it all together, but basically the definition of advocacy is the act of speaking on using your talents on behalf of and support of another person, right? So to change policy, to change behavior, to change injustice, and, you know, on behalf of someone else, you have to speak up. And why does it matter? It's because in this country, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Without action, all the well-meaning thoughts that we may have, the good wishes and the hopes for a better future have no chance of becoming reality. No one just gives you justice, you have to fight for it. And people seldom change their minds and their hearts without advocacy. So there are professional advocates, like my colleagues here at CARE, but many advocates in our community, and sometimes the most effective advocates at that, are the ones that are not formally trained as advocates, but grow into their roles through their own experiences and the compassion that they feel for and in service of the people who are struggling. And there's a lot of opportunity here this year to become that kind of an advocate, because a lot of people are struggling. And there's going to be much more opportunity here with the crises that we're facing. And people at, from the community and also elsewhere seek our help because they know that we walk softly, but we also carry a big stick. You know, we already heard about the education that we do. We advocate also outside the courtroom, but we're also quite able to kick it up a notch or two and to litigate and get justice for the people who've been aggrieved and speak truth. And we can also speak truth to power. And, you know, we've got like law books to back it up. So that's how we roll. Advocacy can be very personal. It's like, for example, helping an immigrant get work authorization so that they can put food on the table. Hello, Sarah and Bob. Or very public, like speaking out in Congress to change policy. But looking at lawyers is really way too narrow a definition of the many different and creative forms that advocacy can take. This year, for example, we did a lot of online meetings with legislators to set forth our legislative priorities and to offer CARE as a resource to them in their work with their Muslim constituents. The most admirable form of advocacy, in my view, is speaking up for people who are marginalized, discriminated against, or lack the ability or the courage to speak up for themselves. Or they're just totally overwhelmed with a system that sometimes seems to be designed to have them fail. Speaking up for someone else, no matter in what setting, makes you feel strong and gives you energy because you know you're on the right side and you're serving people and making a difference in people's lives. And we have these things happening at CARE all the time. I'm always inspired to hear my colleagues talk about things like, you know, work authorization for a family so they can support themselves, or a green card, you know, for a family member, or citizenship for, you know, for themselves after an uphill battle to fight some information that was on some list that should have never been there to begin with. So at CARE Florida, I'm privileged to be surrounded by outstanding and passionate advocates, and also to meet people in the network of organizations with which we work that I come to contact with. They are some of the finest people I've ever had the privilege to meet. People who set their personal desires aside to advocate for change and create a better future for all of our children and our grandchildren. People who want to make me be a better advocate, a better lawyer, a better human being, or as we say in German, a better Mensch. The nominees in this category do all of these things, make me feel like a complete slouch, and I congratulate each and every one of them for being nominated.
Thank you so much, Norma. Now we'll see the nominees presented here in the highlight reel.
What we try to do.
And that was Norma Henning.
And here are the nominees for the CARE Florida 2020 Advocates Award. Brooke Eric, Florida organizer at Food and Water Watch, founding member and facilitator of the Tampa Bay Climate Alliance. Ghadir Qasab, director of Radiant Hands, Tampa. Lisa Vogel, international fashion photographer and co-founder of Verona Collection. She also serves on the advisory board for Ikram Foundation. James Cook, civil rights attorney, member of the Florida Bar and the bars of the Northern, Middle, and Southern Districts of Florida, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeal, and the U.S. Supreme Court. Meha Al-Qulali, lawyer, teaches a law office management workshop, and mentors attorneys who are working in entrepreneurship. Board member of the Florida Muslim Bar Association and a board member of South Florida Muslim Federation. Philip Rice runs a computer service business in the Naples-Fort Myers area. He is in the board of operations for their local masjid, the Bonita Springs Islamic Center.
Congratulations to all the illustrious nominees. I will have Norma announce the winner.
Someone doing the drum roll? Are we doing the drum roll?
Absolutely.
I don't know how to do the drum roll. So.
Don't worry.
You got it.
Well, it sort of sounded a little like thunder, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it.
Let's try again. Let's try again.
Again, one more time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't stand the suspense.
Oh.
Actually, that sounded like my dog. But, okay, all right. You know, let's just cut to the chase here. I can't stand the suspense anymore. Our 2020, Care Florida's 2020 Care Florida Annual Protect Award goes to Ms. Gadir Kassab. She is the director of Radiant Hands Tampa, a nonprofit organization that helps underprivileged women and families in North Central Florida. Born and raised in Syria, Ms. Kassab has a master's degree in business administration and majored in human resources management. She worked for the United Nations for almost 20 years as an administrative and finance officer. Ms. Kassab moved to the States in 2012, carrying her passion for helping and supporting those in need, especially those who fled from war-torn countries. She lifted her focus to long-term, sustainable, empowering programs due to her long experience with the United Nations Technical and Specialized Agency. At Radiant Hands, she used the platform to develop several self-sufficiency and advocacy programs supporting refugees and underprivileged women, including skills development, business establishment, and many other educational programs. I want to personally thank Sister Gadir for her tireless effort and the other nominees for all the important work that they do. Now I'd like to invite Sister Gadir to say a few words.
Thank you so much. That was really an honor and a surprise, a big surprise for me. I frankly speaking was so impressed with everyone. So I want to say first and foremost, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his never-ending grace, mercy, and provision during what ended up being one of probably toughest time in my life. I'm very thankful for CARE, again, for taking this leadership role in recognizing and embracing all the amazing organizations and individuals who work in servicing our community, especially in education, advocacy, and community services. I'm frankly, again, very impressed with everyone, and I feel very lucky personally to know some of them, and I truly believe all of them, they deserve this award. I'm thankful for the platform of Radiant Hands that gave me the opportunity to serve and give. I'm thankful for the people we serve at Radiant Hands because they allow me to serve them. I'm thankful for all the courageous and resilient families, women who has inspired me and still inspiring me every day to do what we do. Servicing our community has been a joy, a privilege that I'm grateful for every single day. I wouldn't be able to do it if it weren't for all the amazing people, organizations like CARE. We are surrounded with amazing staff, amazing volunteers, donors, everyone. I'm grateful for my family, my friends, and for their unending support and love. And I want to dedicate this award to every woman. We're today women advocates who continues to serve her children, her family, and her community, regardless to the number of difficulties she is facing. To the woman who sometimes wipes off her tears in the morning and go out to the world with a beautiful smile. Thank you so much, CARE. I'm so humbly honored to receive this award. Thank you so much.
So incredible. Just a warm round of applause. Woo! Come on. I want to be you, Gadir. I'm not giving you any hasad. Bismillah, mashallah, tabarakallah. But is it okay if I just say I want to be you?
Yeah, that's fine.
For like a second. Bismillah, mashallah. I also really want to be Brooke, and I really want to be Lisa, and I want to be James, and I want to be Meha, and I want to be Philip. So, you guys really inspire all of us, mashallah. And you might think that we're done, but we're not. No, I know the program's long, but I want to get the energy up because the Reverend Dr. Russell Meyer is in the Amazon. So if he can survive the Amazon, you can just survive a couple more minutes to figure out who's going to win, inshallah, these amazing awards. Donna Davis is literally walking. I guess you're on the moon. Are you on the moon looking at the earth? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful scenery. I love your background. Yeah, I just want to kind of keep the energy going because I know people are tired and we're on Zoom. Kaukab, you have a lovely set of shelves. I just want to tell you, okay, that's it. Just as a woman to woman, I love your shelves. That seems to be like in your kitchen, but also a place where you could have like a nook. Looks like a breakfast nook and I'm into it. Okay. Is that weird? Is it creepy that I'm in your house? Sorry. Thank you, Coco.
We love coming to people's houses. Like that's the whole point. This year
That's-
we've like invaded your
Care
home. I
Florida
hope
is
you all know
in-
that.
is in your home. I like Mr. Rashid Abara's beautiful, it's like a purple haze in his house. You see that? I love it. Come on, Mr. Rashid Abara, I love your home.
Thank you so much.
Mashallah.
Thank you. Come over.
I would love to. I would love to. Please get me out of Virginia. Florida looks amazing. I will say that Florida's better than Virginia. I'm just gonna have to go out there and say that. So thank you all for being so patient as we highlight the incredible service that everyone here has brought forward to the Florida community. And this is why I want to move on to announce a really important Lifetime Community Service Award that Care Florida wants to give out. And it's given to an individual who has been in the state of Florida for over 20 years. So it's a big deal. It's not for any fake Floridians like me. It's for like the 2-decade Floridians working to protect, educate, and advocate for all Floridians. It's very much about what Care Florida stands for as a community, because this is about making sure that we come together, that we are allies with each other, and that we build a more inclusive and secure and safe Florida. So let's see our nominees in this lovely highlight reel.
And here are the nominees for the Care Florida Lifetime Community Service Award. Reverend Dr. Russell Meyer, missional pastor of the Lutheran Urban Parish of Tampa, executive director for the Florida Council of Churches, leads the newly created Florida Faith Advocacy Office of the Council, founding member of the Real Talk Coalition on Education Equity, co-chairs the Suncoast Sea Level Rise Collaborative of St. Petersburg College, advocate of One Tampa Bay. Dr. Muhammad Yunus, former president of ICNA during 1980s, has been on the board of Helping Hand and Shura Council, built a masjid in the town of Bonifay, and is an internal medicine specialist in Bonifay. Khalid Hunain, board member for the Islamic Center of South Florida for 15 years. He currently is the ICNA Relief West Florida director. Jarvis El-Amin, founding board member for Masjid An-Nasr, MGAGE USA, Tampa Bay Muslim Alliance, Tampa chapter of CARE, founding member of Candy Low Conversation and Tea, former board member of WMNF 88.5 Community Radio, member of the executive committee of the local NAACP, president and co-founder Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. Fatima Sadef Saeed, founded the Muslim Women's Organization, MWO. She is on the board of directors and is one of the founders of Aid Orlando. She sits on the advisory council for the Orlando United Assistance Center, 2019 and 2020, United States of Women Ambassador, a Center for Women, Faith, and Leadership Fellow, and currently part of the Zakat Foundation Institute's Muslim Philanthropy Fellowship at the Lilly Family School of Philanthropy at IUPUI. Apostle Dr. Muriel Avant Fuqua, a professor at Daytona State College of over 30 years, and senior pastor of Word and Praise Family Church for over 19 years. Satellite supervisor for International Seminary of Plymouth, Florida. Founder and overseer of Inspire and Muriel Fuqua Ministries Incorporated, part of the John Maxwell team.
Incredible. Congratulations to all the nominees, and thank you to all the Care Florida supporters and the community for voting and participating. I will now throw it over to Ms. Tanya to announce the winner.
Thank you, thank you. Now I have to take us off script just a little bit first before we hear the awards, just because we love leaving everybody in suspense. Again, so many wonderful people, and not just those listed, right? We have everybody who's worked in this community who's given, so much of themselves throughout their lives. And I do want to take a minute to spotlight, some of our amazing board members that who were hiding earlier. And just because you're hiding doesn't mean that we're going to let you off the hook that easy. But as I'm talking about people who give so much of themselves and really kind of go unnoticed, you know, one of those people that means the world to me is one of our board members, Zaid Abdul Rahman, who's done amazing work. And honestly, I harass him all the time. So I'm just, you know, I want to give a special shout out to him before we go any further. And if any of our other board members want to say anything, you know, you're please welcome to. But really, so many change makers. I can't believe we have to pick just one. So I guess, do you guys want to know who won this award yet? Or, you know, yeah?
This is killing me.
Oh, come on.
Again,
Well,
look, the Reverend Dr. Russell Meyer is surviving the Amazon. He is in Brazil. Please help him get out of there.
Okay, ready? So let's hear. I really do want my drum roll. Have we figured it out yet? It's just, if not, I'm going to have to do it. If we haven't figured out the drum roll.
Just mute yourself so that the drum roll rolls without.
Give me 1 second. I got it. Ready?
And without further ado, our winner of the Lifetime Community Service Award, Dr. Muhammad Yunus. Dr. Muhammad Yunus has worked in the service of the community of Florida since 1976. He and his wife, Selma, have raised 8 children, God bless you, who are successful active members of our society. Dr. Yunus was the former president of ICNA during the 1980s. He has been on the board of Helping Hands, the Shura Council. He built a masjid in the town of Bonifay, Florida, and is still maintaining that masjid, mashallah. He is not only currently practicing medicine to heal the sick during this pandemic, but also gives lectures on various Islamic topics and shares his knowledge with others. He has written several Islamic books as well. He's always supported the efforts of Care Florida and spoken about and advocated for the mission and vision abundantly. Thank you, Dr. Yunus. I invite you to say a couple words. And again, thank you to all the amazing candidates.
MashaAllah, father and son, by the way.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm very honored and humbled with this award. All the other colleagues, my sisters and brothers who were nominated deserve it more in my view than I do, but I thank very much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his blessing and the guidance to serve his deen in a humble way. I thank my family who supported me, and I thank the organization of ICNA with whom I have been affiliated since I came to the United States and in Florida in 1976. This is the organization of the humble workers doing the work of Da'wah ilallah and social service through ICNA Relief and Helping Hand at the global level. And we work hand in hand with the amazing people at CARE, especially CARE Florida. And I appreciate their work, doing a wonderful service to the Muslims and humanity at large. And I thank them for this award giving, and make dua for their continued success, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all the good deeds from everyone and grant success in this dunya and the akhirah. So with this, I again thank everybody and ask for your dua and inshallah support for the good work which is going on through ICNA and through CARE at Florida and the national international level. Jazakallah khair, asl jaza. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Dr. Yunus, I know you only had 8 children. I feel like that's not enough, right? Someone as important as you. No, I'm joking. Thank you for blessing us. And we know obviously your son, Tayyib, has won the first award. So mabruk to your entire family. May Allah continue to bless every single member of your family ila yawm ad-din, until the last hour. Until there's no shade but God's shade. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So beautiful. MashaAllah. Thank you so much for all the nominees. I mean, look at how difficult it is to be nominated for that award. You really have to have had a lifetime truly of service, and I could not think of a more deserving person, Dr. Yunus, but every single one of the nominees are deserving. So the community chose you and the community has spoken.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Okay, so I just want to stop here. Okay, you know, you guys know I'm a comedian, right? Okay, I'm a comedian at night. Khalid Al-Hamzawi, is it Hamzawi? Yeah, you look a lot like Joe Coy. Has anyone ever told you that? You look like a comedian, a Filipino comedian named Joe. Has anyone ever said that to you?
No, never.
He's like, I don't even know who you're talking about. Stop talking to me.
To be honest with you.
You know what, sir? Everything I'm saying is complete garbage. You're amazing. You're the head of this board. So just put whatever I just said into the garbage can. Don't even worry about it. I like that your colors keep changing. It's like you're in two generations. It's either like black and white in your house, or it's like this nice warm glow. Barakallahu feek for all of your incredible.
It's from the light. If I go back and forth,
see.
that's
I see.
what changes.
You know, I like it. It means that you're timeless. That's what that means. It's just a timeless service. Barakallahu feek. Thank you for being the head of the board. I want to just keep the show moving on here to the second to the last award, which is the Volunteer of the Year Award. And the award is given to a CARE Florida volunteer who's gone above and beyond in their service to CARE Florida's vision and mission. Pretty exciting. Are you guys still awake? Can I see a show of hands? Can I see somebody's listening? Yes, let's keep going. Taj Murphy Sr. has come with his bow tie. He is ready. Let's do this. Yes, the whole community. Sorry. So it's a Volunteer of the Year award to the entire community, not just to CARE Florida, because really, what is CARE Florida but the entire community? Thank you, Tanya.
Good point. Here we go.
And here are the nominees for the CARE Florida Volunteer of the Year Award. Husman Bakis, Religious Director and Imam of the Islamic Center of Claremont, Director of CARE Florida Orlando Chapter, Volunteer Chaplain of the Federal Correctional Complex located in Coleman, Florida, one of the directors for Mercy Center for Women, Director of Free Clinic of Florida. Richard Muhammad, Chairman of Masjid an-Nasr, owner of Supreme Protective Services and the United States Marshal District Security Officer. Hiba Ismail, a senior at Columbia University studying political science and history. She is interning at CNN for Fareed Zakaria's Global Public Square and PEN America as a member of the Digital Freedom Team, Editor-in-Chief of Columbia's Undergraduate History Journal. Eleanor Chakr. She is in 10th grade, a fellow volunteer at CARE Florida, participating in phone banking to educate on the importance of voting. Mohammed Mubarak, founding partner of Mubarak, Sharif, and Oladipo PLLC, lifelong supporter and volunteer for CARE Florida. Getulio Gonzalez Mulatieri, a student, community organizer, United States Air Force veteran, precinct committee man of the Democratic Party, civic-minded citizen, and field contributor to the 88.5 WMNF show, The Sunday Forum.
Incredible. A big round of applause to all of the volunteers. You guys, who would we be without you? You are doing it from the goodness of your heart. I'm so excited to now throw it over to Begum. Did I do it right, honey? Yes, that's you, right? Begum.
That's me.
Yes,
Correct.
to announce our winner for Volunteer of the Year.
So I'm going to announce it, but I'm going to play the drum roll first. That's
Okay, do it. Okay, because you can do it all, girl.
Of course.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
And
here we go. And the CARE Florida Volunteer of the Year Award goes to Mr. Richard Muhammad. Richard is the chairman of Masjid an-Nasr, owner of Supreme Protective Services, and a United States Marshal Security Officer. He has been fortunate to work with Masjid an-Nasr's board members to provide services to the underserved communities in the Tampa Bay area, such as weekly distribution of food pantries, Community Turkey Giveaway 2020, which included giving away 300 turkeys, mashallah, and the newly developed Manhood Training Program every Sunday. Mr. Muhammad, take it away.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Alaikum assalam. We can hear you. We can hear
We can hear you. Go ahead, Rich.
I'd like to say that I'm so ever thankful and grateful for this award, and very thankful to Allah and my staff, Brother Idris Muhammad and Brother Jarvis Muhammad, for assisting me in this great effort. I also enjoy the work that CARE is doing in the community. And once again, I'd like to thank everybody that was selected for this award, and I'm very appreciative to win this award. Thank you very much.
Big warm round of applause for Brother Richard. Incredible. Oh man. Amazing. Tanya's gonna come on here for a second. I'm gonna throw it to her. For a second. Well, actually before, really quick, I should probably say that we are going to now announce the last award.
Oh, who wants to unmute themselves and say that's so sad?
Anybody?
No?
Nobody cares.
We want to go for another hour? No? Okay.
Everyone's like, no, this is terrible. Please make it stop. No, this is awesome. Come on, you guys. I'm having so much fun. Thank you so much, Brother Richard. I love it. It was like short, sweet, straight to the point, but his work speaks for itself, speaks volumes, mashallah. And now we come to our final award, which is the Employee of the Year Award, which Tanya will be presenting. This award is given to any CARE Florida employee who embodies CARE Florida's vision and mission through their dedication and exemplary commitment to service. I am really excited that it's not Hassan Shibli. Don't tell him I said that. Is he listening? Don't tell him. He was eating before. I saw you with the fork, Hassan. I saw you before you went off camera. Wait, you're muted. I want to actually hear you. What were you going to say?
What I was saying, first of all, is I heard you. Second of all, because this is in honor of our banquets. Normally we'd have our banquets. So I was trying to get the whole banquet.
Oh my God, you're amazing. See, you were just trying to get us in the mood. No, it's alhamdulillah, we're, CARE Florida is, I know, very grateful for your service and your leadership. And we're really excited to see who the nominees are, to see the other CARE Florida employees who really shine. So see, look how nice I am to you. Come on.
Brother Hassan really needs any award. He is a reward from Allah for our community.
Oh, stuff.
Look at that. Everyone. And look at that bookshelf. Look how smart you are. You're so smart.
I just set it up literally
MashaAllah.
for the for this program.
Incredible.
I'm not even joking.
Incredible. So cool. Okay, so we're ready here to see the nominees. Let's see them.
Wait. One more thing. Sorry.
Don't say sorry. Go, Tanya. You always have the best interruptions. Go. What?
Well, I just want to say, a lot of times, again, I've been talking about the board again, but, they're kind of like the unknown employees who do all the work behind the scenes. And, us staff, we don't do anything. No, just kidding. But I'm grateful for our entire team. So I'm really excited about doing this award next. It means a lot to me. I wish we could put all our staff members on there. But the community kind of gave their nominees and they have spoken. So I'm excited about that. But real quick, we do still have 2 other board members that have been hiding this entire 2 hours. I don't know how you guys get away with that. Bilal Abdul Rashid and Saba, which I know I saw you earlier. Ali, where are you? So just again,
There she is. She's on the San Francisco Bridge.
San Francisco Bridge?
Yes. She's at the Golden Gate.
You're at the wrong state.
The Golden Gate Bridge.
It matched my hijab.
So cute. Super cute.
I just say, I appreciate, Saba, thanks for being there with us. And you've been part of our EC for a long time. So thank you. Okay. And now we can go back, but I just wanted to say thank you. Appreciate you all. And again, wish we can, everybody on this call, everybody who, maybe if you weren't a nominee, each one of you are just so important to this community, being part of this community and giving the way that you do, it means the world to us. And it really impacts people's lives. So again, thank you guys. And go ahead, go back to the program. Go.
Well, I just kind of wanted to give a best dressed shout out for a second.
Ooh.
To brother Taj Murphy Sr. with his bow tie. MashaAllah, brother is bringing back that style. That's all. That's it.
He actually comes to the office looking that dapper. I can vouch for that.
MashaAllah, man. Every day is a wedding, and I'm into it, man. That is the bomb. Okay.
Let's start the GQ award.
Yeah, he's like, you should call it GQ. It's the GQ award. You're right. I'm just gonna rename it for you.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And here are the nominees for the Care Florida Employee of the Year Award. Sylvia Nagy, Executive Assistant for Care Florida. Taj Murphy, Civil Rights Attorney for the Orlando Office for Care Florida. Rania El-Gindi, Programs and Outreach Director. Sarah Anderson, Law Clerk on Care Florida's Immigration Team. Robert Sikta, Immigration Lawyer for Care Florida.
Wonderful nominees. Incredible. Thank you again to the entire Care Florida community and supporters who voted, and the community has spoken. Let's hear what they have to say, Tanya.
Let's hear it. Where's my drum roll?
It's coming.
It's coming. All right. I'm so excited.
Here we
Thank
go.
you guys.
Ready
And
for
this year's Employee of the Year Award, Mr. Bowtie himself, Mr. Taj
No
Murphy.
way! GQ! GQ! He won it!
Oh, yeah.
Taj is our civil rights attorney in the Orlando office. He's prosecuting our employment discrimination cases, fair housing, works closely with the incarcerated Muslims and other who are being denied religious accommodation. He's fighting hard to change those things. We're very excited to have Taj join our Care Florida family only a year and a half ago. And while he is focused on eradicating discrimination, he prides himself on serving our constituents and providing common sense solutions to our constituents' day-to-day legal problems. He also has the pleasure of leading the phenomenal support staff, Mr. Aladim, I'm not sure if he's here with us, who make his work possible. So everybody, Taj, come up, say a couple things. Thanks again to all our amazing staff members, nominated and not, love you all.
MashaAllah, so much more than a bow tie.
Well, just like to thank everybody for being here tonight, and thank you for the opportunity to be nominated for this award. It definitely is a humbling experience to be nominated by your peers and appreciated for the work that you do. I just like to say that my work would not be possible without the assistance of my administrative assistant, Natalie, and without my law clerk, Aladeen. And before that, I had the esteemed pleasure of having Lara be my paralegal. So I've always had the type of support that was necessary to push our agenda forward. And I really, I'm not from Florida, I'm actually from Maryland. And since I've been here, being with Care Florida has given me a mission and given me purpose in my work. And I've been able to use that purpose to advance the civil rights of our Muslim brothers and sisters who are incarcerated, who are free, facing discrimination in their employment and in their fair housing situations. It's a pleasure to do this kind of work, and I hope that I continue to be successful in my litigation of my cases and lead in my department. Thank you so much.
Big warm round of applause. Come on, guys,
Everybody,
unmute yourselves.
Everybody needs to unmute. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody.
That was incredible. I want to just take a moment to thank all the nominees, all of the employees. You guys are all incredible. And you wouldn't be here without somebody recognizing your work. So to be a nominee is an honor in and of itself. To all the winners, we humbly thank you for your beautiful inspirational messages and for driving the community forward towards good to make Florida an inclusive, safe, secure state so that everyone can feel like they can make it their home, and that whether you're an immigrant, whether you are a native Floridian, or you're coming from out of state like our brother Taj from Maryland, that there's always a welcoming environment, and one that, you know, people feel that their rights can be vindicated. So thank you so much to CARE Florida and to all the nominees and to all the winners. I will now call on our esteemed leader. Look, I only got nothing but good things to say now about Hassan Shibli, okay? He's paid me a lot of money to say good things about him, so here it goes, okay? I'm only gonna say nice things. But by the way, Hassan, you were a much better intern than I was, because I don't know if you remember, I actually never finished the internship program. Yeah, I was a flunky dropout.
What happened then?
You know what? It's a long story, but the truth is I'm a quitter, okay? It's a long story, but I didn't even get a certificate like you did. So you deserve it more than I do. You're the leader, and that's why I'm the funny one. I'm the comedian with no life, and you are our illustrious leader. So please take it away with your remarks. I'm really excited to hear from you.
No, Jazakallah khairan, Yasmeen, for the positive vibes and energies and good laughs and good jokes. But really just honestly, it was, I didn't vote, and there's a reason I didn't vote, is because I couldn't really pick any winner out of the groups, because you really all have done such phenomenal work. But I am inspired by those that did get the most votes in the sense of, especially Dr. Tayyib, Dr. Yunus and his son Tayyib, subhanallah, father, son, subhanallah, duriyatan ba'duha min ba'd, you know, the fruit doesn't fall from the tree. And that's, I think, a beautiful example, beautiful inspiration. I want to thank the team for doing a phenomenal job putting this program together, which, you know, I asked them to do a fundraising end of year Zoom, and instead they said, no, we do enough fundraising throughout the year. Those who want to support will support. Let's do something just to give back to the community, to inspire and to show the good work, not just of the CARE staff and the CARE team, but the good work that's happening in many different organizations like Radiant Hands, Helping Hands, so many others, the different massage, different institutions. So yeah, I've been in Florida 10 years now, and I'm just so grateful to be part of this community. Alhamdulillah. And I look forward to, inshallah, many more years of service together. May Allah accept from all of us. Listen, we can't stop the waves, but we can learn to surf. You know, we don't know what 2021 is going to throw at us, but what we know is if we keep our hope in Allah positive and we stay united, there's no challenge we can't overcome. So let us learn to, inshallah, be positive together and stay strong together, and make a firm intention to do the best we can to achieve the pleasure of Allah through sincere service to His creation. Thank you all for the great work you all do, whether you're a nominee, an awardee, or just a participant. Everybody here, as I mentioned, just adds so much to our community, our faith, and our country. And I'm honored to be a brother to all of you and to work with all of you. Just keep us in your prayers, and jazakumullah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Alaikum assalam, Hassan. And I know I said that you paid me to say nice things about you, but in the back I saw there were some library books from the public library on your shelf. I think you need to return them, okay? I need you to be a good Samaritan.
Listen, I did the library.
And stop acting smarter than you are, okay? And return the books. Hiba Rahim told me to do that joke. I just want to put her out there. She's amazing.
I just wanted to borrow them to fill my library for the program.
It makes sense. Yeah, I told Hiba, I'm sorry. I can't take someone else's joke. Hiba, that is your joke, and it's freaking fantastic.
That was a good one, Hiba.
It's a great joke.
Okay, guys.
All right, guys. Oh, the five.
You're there to deliver the blows, and we hide in the background.
I loved it. Thank you guys so much for sticking around this long. We have Faisal Latif doing the most beautiful nasheed. If you want to stick around, please do. And hear him. That's the end of our awards, but still not the end of our night.
I was like, no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I had to do it one more time.
It's okay, Tanya. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, but don't leave. If you want to listen to the sheet and then hang out some more, we're here for you guys tonight.
Yes.
Okay, I'm good. Go. It's all
yes, I was going to say that we're going to hear some nasheed from Faisal Latif. He's going to blow your mind.
He's
amazing.
Been listening ever.
Such a beautiful voice, mashallah. No, you're so good at listening. Be quiet. You're the best. You're pretty. No, you're pretty. You didn't say that I was pretty. We were supposed to do that back and forth.
No, we need some romance, man. The sisters have been taking over tonight, bro.
You know, I'm sorry. Hassan, it's not enough that you're the executive director, leader of the world. You have to also do the bromance. No, I was just going to say, if you guys want to stick around after Faisal, we will be having some open conversation for anybody who wants connection, and anybody who wants to go, they can go. Okay. It's open and free for you. Take it away, Faisal.
Okay. You caught me at an interesting time. I was there's no dinner, so I was like getting myself chocolate, you know.
Ghirardelli.
You are the chocolate Faisal.
I grabbed an apple too, just to make myself feel better. I wasn't gonna eat it, but
Do you have some water? Because you need to be singing right now. Did you forget what you had to sing, man?
I don't have water. It's okay.
Okay,
That's what happens. You guys gotta like figure out a way to like send food to all the attendees in these events, man. Like,
I need a glass of water myself.
Stay tuned for next year.
Hassan will pay for it. Hassan will pay for it.
Yes, he will.
All right, Bismillah. So I'm gonna sing two songs, inshallah. One's gonna be in Arabic, one's gonna be in English. The first one is in Arabic. It's dedicated to Sister Ibtisam Ghanam. Your daughter asked me to sing this one specifically for you. So it's going to be Qamarun. And the second one, I'll get to it afterwards, inshallah. All right, here we go. قمرون قمرون قمر سيدنا النبي قمرون وجميل 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 سيدنا النبي وجميل وكف المصطفى كالورد ينادي الله الله وعطرها يبقى إذا مست أيادي الله الله وكف المصطفى كالورد ينادي الله الله وعطرها يبقى إذا مست أيادي الله الله وعم نوالها كل العباد وعم نوالها كل العباد وعم نوالها كل العباد حبيب الله يا خير البرايا قمرون قمرون قمر سيدنا النبي قمرون وجميل 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 سيدنا النبي وجميل ولا ظل له بل كان نورا الله الله تنال الشمس منه والبدور الله الله ولا ظل له بل كان نورا الله الله تنال الشمس منه والبدور الله الله ولم يكن الهدى لولا ظهورا ولم يكن الهدى لولا ظهورا ولم يكن الهدى لولا ظهورا وكل الكون أنار بنور طه قمرون قمرون قمر سيدنا النبي قمرون وجميل 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 سيدنا النبي وجميل. And that is Qamarun. The second thing I'm going to sing, inshallah, is going to be one of my favorites by Maher Zain. I was going to sing an original, but it's not finished, so next time, inshallah. It's going to be Inshallah by Maher Zain. And Hassan was talking about having hope, so I think this ties in nicely. It's called Inshallah, meaning God willing, by Maher Zain. All right. Every time you commit one more mistake, you feel you can't repent and that it's way too late. You're so confused, wrong decisions you have made. Halt your mind and your heart is full of shame. But don't despair and never lose hope, 'cause Allah is always by your side. Inshallah, 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 you'll find your way. Inshallah, 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 you'll find your way. Every time you feel like you cannot go on, you feel so lost and that you're so alone. All you see is night and darkness all around. You feel so helpless, I can't see which way to go, but don't despair and never lose hope, 'cause Allah is always by your side. Inshallah, 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 we'll find our way. Inshallah, 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 we'll find our way. Thank you so much. Jazakumullah khairan. It was an honor being with you guys, and thank you so much for having me. That is all from me tonight. I think I'm gonna go back to my chocolate.
It felt like I was in a concert. That was so beautiful, mashallah, Faisal. You deserve all the chocolate, okay?
Thank you.
I don't want to
Yasmin.
eat the chocolate. I'm getting kind of hungry. I feel like it really is a banquet now. Like at this point, we haven't fed anybody. Like what's
It's dessert time, right?
There's no way.
Jared
There's no way I'm the only one who's eating snacks while we're doing this. Like whoever else has snacks, like hold them up in the camera. Hold them up in the camera.
I have run out of drinks. I'm
sure Hassan was being paid. We all got our dessert tonight.
I love it. So I do want to say that we're open for chit chat for anyone who wants to stick around. You know, we'd love to like it's greeting you at the door as you walk out. Like Tanya and Wilfredo would be at the door right now, just saying what's up, Assalamu alaikum, barakallahu feekum.
Easy for you to say.
Okay.
Better, Auntie.
Thank you, Sister Jazz.
Thank you.
You were the best, like always.
Oh, Wilfredo, you're the best. And Norma, I thought we were friends. I'm not sure what just happened. We're supposed to be on the
Thank
same
you,
side.
Jasmine. You were amazing. You're so
Thank you,
super
sir.
cool.
Oh my God, Sergio, you're super cool. You're so nice. How is Colombia?
It's warm.
Wonderful. Sounds better than here.
Like
I love
Florida.
it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm in Virginia. I guess is Florida warm right now, you guys? Is it pretty good?
It's warm.
Fantastic.
MashaAllah.
Where are you in Virginia?
In the 80s.
I live in Chantilly. I live in the middle of nowhere, Florida, Virginia.
I know where Chantilly is. Don't try that.
Okay, Robert. Okay. All right. I like it. Yeah. Most people don't. Like, even here in Northern Virginia, I'm like, I live in
Yeah,
Chantilly.
yeah.
They're like, Arlington? Do you mean Arlington? I'm like, no, it's not. It's like,
No, I'm an old timer in Virginia. I remember when there wasn't a Dulles Airport.
oh, incredible. I live right next to Dulles Airport. Funny that you should say that, Robert.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Yasmin, and everyone who made this program.
on the Metro it even says it.
Great. I'm sorry.
No, Saima, go ahead.
So
I
it's
hear you,
very
Simon.
difficult to make all these programs very interesting when we are doing remotely. So you guys did a fantastic job, and especially Sister Yasmin. I am amazed by your sense of humor, and whoever did that joke about the library, and whether it's Sister Hiba or you, I really give you for that. Thank you so much, and I really enjoyed the whole show. I was on and off on my camera, but I really enjoyed. But I listened to the whole program. Thank you so much. to nominate me and give me the award. All the sisters, brothers, everyone who's working for Care Florida. I cannot thank you guys enough for your hard work, the day and night that you guys do. That is really a true inspiration for me. I can't really tell you how excited I am today. Thank you so much.
That's awesome. Thank you, sir. I wish I could hug all of you guys tonight. Like, that's what I want to do right now. I want
She's
to
so sweet.
watch everybody come out. Sorry. Go. Anybody else?
No. Her words are like a hug. I felt like hugged by her words. You know what I'm